A request to all the attendees, we will be starting in 2 minutes, so please settle down. We'll start in another 1 minute. We are starting at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A very warm good afternoon to all of you who have logged in for this webinar. My name is Kailash Shirodkar. I am the CEO for Smart Water and Waste World. At the outset, let me wish all the attendees, our speakers and our panelists a good World Water Day. This is a very important day for us, and this also coincides with the grand finale of the season 2 of the IWET series. Over the last 5 months and over the last 5 episodes, we have had close to 2,000 people who have attended the various episodes of IWET, and I am sure that we are going to have a wonderful session even today. So without taking too much of your time, I would now like to invite Ms. Deirdre Kelly, Counsel General for Canada, Mumbai, to deliver the opening remarks. Over to you, Deirdre.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Shirodkar, for the kind invitation and words of welcome. And it is absolutely a pleasure for me, on behalf of the Government of Canada, and more specifically the Consulate General of Canada in Mumbai, to be partnering with you today for this important event. As you mentioned, today is World Water Day, and so our session today is particularly timely, and I think it is clear to everyone that the value of fresh water and the sustainable management of this important resource cannot be understated. Maybe I could begin by just saying a few words about the Canada-India relationship. Canada and India have a strong relationship, economic ties, and it is growing. It is becoming increasingly clear that Canada and India, and in terms of Canada's priorities, India is one of Canada's fastest growing economic partnerships. The number of Canadian companies that are now active in India exceeds 1,000. And around 500 of those 1,000 companies now have a physical presence here in India. The number of Indian companies in Canada is also growing. And we see that a number of them are choosing Canada as an important investment destination. And this vibrant commercial relationship is bolstered by strong people-to-people ties. In Canada, you may know, there are over 1.5 million Indo-Canadians. India is now Canada's largest source country in all migration categories. So that means in terms of student applicants, worker applicants, permanent residents, temporary visitors, and many of those have established connections in Canada and obviously in India. And these connections continue to enrich the fabric of Canadian society and also deepen the relationship between our two countries. And as I've said to many people, oftentimes, it's these individuals, it's the people-to-people relationships, it's the commercial interests of these companies that is leading with their feet, and in often cases, many steps ahead of the government, and urging us to catch up in terms of building those relationships, and glad that we are doing that. Returning back to the issue of water and wastewater, I would like to briefly highlight Canada's strength in this important sector. Canada is a hub for innovation, and that includes in the area of clean tech, which is a priority for the government of Canada. And whether it is technology, design and engineering, consulting, research, Canadian companies have both the expertise and the experience to deliver. And today you're going to be hearing from Canadian companies who have proven technologies. And let me just give you an overview of who they are. We've got Premier Tech Water and Environment, a major player in on-site and decentralized wastewater treatment with over 60,000 installations around the world. That is impressive. We also have Pani Energy, which offers advanced optimization software for the water sector and has been named one of the top 100 global companies in clean tech. Also a very impressive honor. Clearford, and I've had the honor of meeting Sanjay and look forward to meeting the others in person. And his company provides innovative, decentralized sanitation technology in rural areas to help reduce freshwater sourcing requirements. Ovivo is a powerful global brand with renowned trademarks, possessing more than 150 years of expertise. They are a global provider of equipment, technology, and systems for water treatment. We also have with us today Forward Water Technologies, which has developed a revolutionary product used in remediation of wastewater. And for this session, they are also joined by their Indian partner, Goldfinch Engineering. These companies, as I mentioned, are experts in the field and offer very unique solutions. Later on, they are going to be providing you with insights on how they can partner with you. In closing, I would like to leave you with one more thought on how to increase your business connections with Canada. The Trade Commissioner Service is a Government of Canada organization that is responsible for building the trade investment relationships between Canadian and Indian partners. And I urge you to connect with the Trade Commissioner Services in any of our 8 offices across India. They are located in New Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chandahar, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata. And they will be able to help match you with companies and provide you the solutions and expertise that you seek. Canada's trade footprint in India is further supported by the government's export credit agency, Export Development Canada, and by the presence of our provincial partners, Quebec, Ontario, Alberta, British Columbia, and Saskatchewan. And their offices are also conveniently located in either Delhi or Mumbai. And finally, I would like to give a big shout out to my colleague at the Consulate General of Canada in Mumbai, Miss Yasmin Dubash, who is the Trade Commissioner for Clean Tech. And you will see her there in one of the Zoom windows. Yasmin, wave to us all so we can spot you. There we go. So she is our clean tech expert. And if you are looking to learn more about Canadian technologies, Canadian presence in India, and how we can help you deliver solutions, please get in touch with her. Connect with us and let's see what we can do for you. So thank you very much for your participation today in this session on this very important topic on the timely occasion of World Water Day. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Thank you, Deirdre. I would also like to take this opportunity on behalf of all our attendees over the past 6 episodes to thank you, Yasmin, and the Canadian government for supporting the season 2 of the IWET series. And I'm sure, we will like to work with you and the Canadian companies to try to create more meaningful opportunities for that. So thank you once more. So moving on to our first presenter for the day. Before I do that, I would just request each of our presenters to stick to the timelines that we have. And for that, I would now like to invite our first speaker for the day. That's Mr. Mohit Malik, Managing Director for Primotech Water and Environment, and he's going to talk about leachate treatment with sequencing batch reactors. Over to you, Mohit.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Kailash, for this organizing this event and Smart Water Waste World. Government of Canada and the Council General of Canada and Mumbai also for inviting Primotech to speak in this forum and throughout the series in the last few months. So I've changed the presentation a bit. I'm not talking about leachate specifically, but I just want to give an introduction into what Primotech does and what we're doing in India. So Primotech is a company based out of Rivière-du-Loup in Canada. We have a history of 96 years of passion, and that have all been about making a difference by connecting people and technologies. And that's really the heart of our ethos. But we also have a shared passion which links our industries, the markets, the team members, products and services, and the clients we serve. But the most important around it is the team members, and that's why it's marked in blue. And we really move to the power of worldwide. We are global and local, and that's why we say we are local. We have 4,600 team members worldwide in 27 countries, 45 manufacturing facilities in 15 countries. And this is a little old presentation, but this year we touched 1 billion in 100 countries across our business sectors. We are one team giving life to the products and services that help to feed our world, to protect our world, and of course, improve our world. So I'm not going into the different business sectors which Primotech is in, because they're into horticulture, systems and automation, and of course, water environment, and the latest baby, Primotech Digital. Today, we'll talk about specifically Primotech Water and Environment, which is a world leader in decentralized wastewater treatment solutions. Our key objective is, of course, to do our part to preserve and improve the health of our planet and its inhabitants. Primotech started this business in 1995, and it is 25 years of sustainable development. Our expertise lies in wastewater treatment, rainwater harvesting, stormwater management, liquid storage, solid waste management, and of course, to supplement all these businesses, we need client solutions to operate and maintain our wastewater treatment and our different solutions which we are providing. We have a global footprint. We are across 3 continents in 11 countries and a total of 1,330 team members. Turnover of this year, we've touched 235 million Canadian in this end of February, 27% compounded annual growth rate in the last 20 years. And we've completed 11 acquisitions in 12 years. And we did 1 acquisition in India in 2017 to really accelerate our businesses in India. A key thing in our business is innovation. We need to keep improving our products and offerings. We invest close to 3.7 million Canadian dollars per year just in innovation in our products and offerings. We have a team of 59 scientists and engineers involved just in this field. So as you can see, we have got locations everywhere. These are just our manufacturing facilities. We don't have a manufacturing facility in India because we are more of integrating technologies and offering certain technologies as well in India. So the key markets we serve, of course, wastewater treatment. We are one of the few companies in the world, I could say, that provide a solution for individual homes as well as to big municipal wastewater treatment plants. So within residential solutions, Ms. Kelly said that we have 60,000 installations, but if you talk about our residential systems, we have more than 450,000 systems worldwide. We also cater to decentralized and municipal wastewater treatment solutions, where we have over 2,000 systems worldwide as well. And of course, our client services, rainwater harvesting, stormwater management, liquid storage. And what we also do in India is solid waste management, where for decentralized solutions, where we take the organic waste and convert it to compost or biogas. And we have done quite a few solutions in India on this as well. The other thing is, we do this across 5 major brands: EcoFlow, Rivatech, Arvez, EcoProcess, and Kelowna. I'll just go a little briefly into the different brands. EcoFlow is the most ecological advanced technology for on-site residential wastewater treatment systems, with the lowest carbon footprint compared to sand molds and everything. So we across a 50-year life cycle, and it's the lowest in CO2 emissions, which we are very, very proud of. And it's a zero electricity wastewater treatment system for individual homes. So it's a plug and play system, and it's a passive, and you don't have to do much once you install it. Of course, then also in Germany, we provide mechanical decentralized residential wastewater treatment system, which is based on the SBR technology. So simple plug and play, but and the electricity consumption is not more than 38 watts, which is like a light bulb, to be honest. And of course, we have all the tertiary treatment in case we need to meet advanced discharge norms within residential systems. We manufacture tanks for rainwater harvesting, which can be installed in homes as well as commercial and community buildings. Stormwater management and hydrocarbon separators for airports when the systems get large. We manufacture these tanks in Germany, which are roughly 50,000 liters. And we also do FRP tank manufacturing, the picture on the right or bottom right corner. And of course, because we do rotational molding, we also do a lot of liquid storage and septic tank systems as well. Coming to EcoProcess, this is our municipal and what we really focus on in India, where we provide technologies like the SBR, MBR, MBBR to municipal wastewater treatment and industrial wastewater treatment solutions. But for commercial community, for hotels and hospitals and other commercial establishments, we also do turnkey solutions for complete recycling wastewater treatment systems. So within projects and technologies, our biggest plant would be 136,000 meter cube per day, which will be set up in Chandigarh. And in terms of a turnkey solution, we have done 4,000 meter cube per day MBR system for L&T. So large-scale treatment, wastewater treatment systems, as well as reuse of wastewater, where we design and do the complete turnkey solution for the client, depending whether they want to reuse the water for horticulture, air conditioning, or even laundry. And of course, then we have solid waste and biogas, where we do the complete design engineering for that as well. We also do decorative rainwater harvesting in Germany. So individual home, we do these rainwater barrels to make your garden look good. And we provide these tanks as well. So yeah.
2 more minutes, Mohit.
Yeah, we do not own the earth. We borrow it from our children. So let's improve and preserve it for the ones we love. We are Premier Tech, and people and technologies making a difference. And my mobile number and email address is available. So if anyone wants to get in touch with me for any kind of solution, I'll be more than happy to.
Thank you, Mohit. Thanks for giving us a peek into Premier Tech and what you do across the globe and in India. While I move on to the next speaker, in case you see any questions in the Q&A box addressed to you, you could reply to the people directly. So moving on to our next presenter for the day, I would now like to invite Sujit Kumar, General Manager Sales for Ovivo India. He's going to talk about Ovivo silicon carbide membrane technology and the limitless possibilities. Over to you, Sujit.
Yeah, thanks, Kailash, and the whole of Canadian Trade and the panelists who are present here. Very good afternoon to all. I'm pleased to be speaking on this conference. It has been a series of IWET conference. Thanks to IWET organizer, Mr. Kailash, giving this opportunity to us. Since the time is limited, I'll just, though OVO does various things, I'll just briefly focus on OVO silicon carbide membrane technology, which has gotten limitless possibilities. Right. To talk about OVO, we are a Canadian-based company, deal with water and wastewater treatment technologies. We have a combined experience of 150 plus years. OVO has grown by acquiring many companies across the globe. There have been almost 30 companies which OVO has acquired. On the right-hand side, if you can see the picture, you name any global brand, most of them were publicly listed, be it Christwater, Kennecott, right, Johnson, Goema. These companies have been acquired strategically to cater various industries, be it municipal, be it industrial. Even in the industrial, there are various verticals like pharma, pulp and paper, textile, tanneries. You name any segment, OVO has a solutions to offer, because it has gotten a wide range of technologies to offer. In fact, it's 200 plus. Right. We have built an integral global platform. We are present in almost 5 continents, 15 countries. India has been the center of excellence, or the knowledge center, right? We have been supporting North American market and the European market, sitting in India office. We employ OVO as a global 1,100 employees. Obviously, the head office based out of Canada, and we, being a technology provider and a process designer, we do close to Canadian dollar 500 million of revenue. This is how OVO has been regrouped the strongest expert in the industry. It started acquiring a company called Original Door Oliver, which is based out of US. Thereafter, the acquisition came with IMCO. That was that time which they thought of creating a water division, which happened in 2004. Thereafter, OVO didn't look behind. In fact, this company was formerly known as EWT, IMCO Water Technology. It was when all this brand came under one umbrella, it was rebranded as OVO in 2010. To talk about India, we have 60 plus team, offices based out of Surat, head offices in Surat. We have a registered office in Pune and manufacturer office in Pune. We have the branch in Bangalore, where it's a sales office. And with the team in India, we offer, though we have 200 plus equipments to offer in global market, we are staying focused in Indian market offering. We have treatment solutions on the Edwards treatment, that is Overtex type grit removal system. This is vastly used for municipal treatments, large municipal size treatment plants, sewage treatment plants. We have on the secondary biological side, we have silicon carbide membrane bioreactor, which is a bit unique. I'll be talking few slides more on this particular technology. And we have ultrafine bubble diffuser, which gives very high transfer efficiency because of its because it disperses the ultrafine bubbles, and the guarantee which we can offer is up to 7% of SOTE. And the other technology, which is again one of its unique kind, is IFAS, integrated fixed film activated sludge, which is an attached growth process. Most of the audience would have used MBBR, but it is better than MBBR, right? And we have a ClearFast system. It's a package treatment plant, plug and play unit, starts from 25 KLD to 250 KLD. Thereafter, one can go modular basis. And the last biological process, what we have is a kerosene system. It's an oxidation-rich A2O process. It is also used for large municipal size jobs. We started promoting recently this particular kerosene technology. Recently, we started promoting in Indian market, and we had one success too. On the tertiary side, we have DAF, dissolved air flotation, which is used to skim out the oil or the suspended particles in the pre-treatment or on the tertiary side. And last but not the least, we have an treatment for sludge treatment as well, the draft tube mixers, which is very efficient mixers, which is used for anaerobic digesters. These are the few products which Ovivo India offers. I'll be talking more about MBR, as I said. The topic itself is on Ovivo silicon carbide membrane technology, which has got an limitless possibilities. I'll just briefly touch upon what is MBR and talk about what is challenges in a few slides. I'll not take much of time, as Kailash has restricted us to 10 minutes. What is an MBR? Many of you know that it's an membrane bioreactor coupled with an activated sludge process. It's a state-of-art technology which delivers the ultimate treatment quality. The treated water from MBR would look like crystal clear. It is as good as a bottled water to appear, right? And the typical MBR design, like you'll have a fine screens, you'll have an anoxic basin, you will have an aeration basin, and you will have you'll have an MBR tank with the RAS system, return activated sludge. Basically, in anoxic basin, the denitrification part takes place, and in the aeration basin, the carbon degradation happen. The BOD would get converted to CO2 and H2O, and in aeration basin, nitrification also get converted from nitrate to nitrate. Right. Thereafter, it goes to the MBR tank where you filter out the clear water, right, which gives you the ultimate permit water quality. Usually the quality what you get is BOD less than 5, TSS less than 2, turbidity less than 0.2, and even we can target TN10 also. If you see, MBR is known for less footprint. That's what people's perception is. Absolutely, the perception is absolutely right. Right. Usually, if you see the conventional treatment system, it need 9+ units of operation, whereas with MBR, it's simple. Like you need only 4 to 5 steps of operation. The main advantages when you go with an MBR is like capacity augmentation. It has got very less footprint. Retrofit from ASP to MBR, any system can be converted to an MBR process, and one who targets for an recycle, reuse, then definitely they need to opt for an MBR system. Right? Though it delivers the ultimate water treatment quality, right? It is known to have the less footprint, but the membranes could be challenging. Let's figure out like what are those challenges.
2 more minutes.
Definitely, yeah, definitely MBR could be challenging, like it has, because it has most of you who have used membranes you would have encountered these problems, be it the frequent falling, durability and robustity, premature replacement, right? Permeability and recoverability has been a real issue, chemical susceptibility, TMP limitation. So these are the problems associated with any membranes, right? I'll not get into detail, whereas who are interested to know about this product can get in touch with me, which is mentioned in my last stage, right? Whereas Ovivo has got a next generation SiC membrane, which has got limitless possibilities, right? Which overcomes all the issues, right? Which whatever I've spoken, right? It overcomes those issues. Now, available membranes has got flux limitation. You cannot go to transmembrane pressure more than 3 psi. Membranes are hydrophobic in nature. It has got a high falling propensity, frequent cleaning, sensitive to chemical. Warranty, what you get is 2 to 5 years. With advanced limitless possibility SiC membranes, you can go up to flux. Flux can go up to 3 times. TMP can go up to 10 psi, right? It is mostly hydrophilic and it takes oil because it is also an oleophobic membrane. It has got a lowest organic adsorption. That means the falling propensity is too low. non-frequent calling, non-frequent cleaning, because the falling propensity is very low. It is resistant to chemical. You can operate or clean these membranes from 1 PS to 14 PS. These membranes are made out of inert material, right? It's on silicon carbide, which is very toughest material after the diamond, right? And the warranty what you get is 12 years with the life of 20 years.
One more
This is how the membrane, this is how the membrane look like. It goes vertically. The one module which you can see on the left top side is has got a 6.04 meter square area. Thereafter, you can stack it up to 15 levels, then go on expanding horizontally. Right. These are the key benefits: high operating flex, right? Wide range of operating MLS is up to 45,000. It's an hydrophilic and oleophobic membrane, negatively charged. You can go up to transmembrane pressure of 10 psi. pH range is 1 to 14, right? Highly chemical resistance, right? Temperature withstandability, it's up to 80-degree temperature. It's very robust and easier to maintain. And the warranty, what we offer is 12 years warranty, and the life is 20 years. We have hundreds of installation. This in India, we have many. Globally, we have more than 450 plus installation on this membrane. Right. These are some of our key customers for our OVO membrane systems. If anybody is interested, we'll be happy to please contact me. I can be available online, offline. My team across India can meet you, whether it is online or offline, to give you the better solutions. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Sujit, for sharing this presentation with us. In case if there are any questions in the Q&A box, I would request you if you could address those questions in the Q&A box, please.
Sure, Kailash. Thank you. I'll do that.
Moving on to our next speaker, I would now like to invite Mr. Sanjay Deshpande, Executive Director, Clearfield India. He's going to talk about achieving long-term water security at industrial units by wastewater from offices, townships, and nearby communities. Over to you, Sanjay.
Hi, Kailash. Thank you, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So Clearfield is a company that specializes in getting the sewage to an STP, treating it at a lower operating cost, and then recycling it for reuse. So we do the full cycle. For many years, as you know, STPs keep evolving, but the network is basically the same as it has been for 5,000 years. So we have changed the way the network works. Now, what do we do? Most of you will have seen dirty water flowing in open drains. You will have seen rivers and streams and ponds polluted by sewage. And many of you would have asked the question, why isn't that sewage collected? Well, the basic problem is that there isn't enough water supply in the community to push the solid component of that sewage down the pipe to the treatment plant. We solve that problem. Our system has been tested to as little as 10 liters of water supply per person per day. And we have it installed in anywhere from 50 liters to 350. We can work in a wide range of conditions. All of this can be done at what is usually a lower capital cost than a conventional sewer and a much lower operating cost. So what do we do? First of all, we have a three-step system. If you look at the diagram, it's a decentralized, centralized system. That's the only way to really describe it. We decentralize primary treatment. So what we do have is these underground anaerobic biodigesters. These are tanks the size of septic tanks, but configured in a way that it maximizes the digestion of organics within the tank. Simultaneously, the tank traps inorganics. So only the liquid component can come out of this tank. That will flow out into a pipe network. Typically, it's a HDPE pipe network, which is without manholes. Since we are not transporting solids, we basically eliminate the need for manholes. So we have a solid-free sewer. So the primary treatment here takes care of the organics and it traps the inorganics. The pipe network then transports the liquid component to your treatment plant. The treatment plants, we use anything from mechanical treatment plants to nature-based solutions, which give us water quality as good as many of the mechanical plants out there. So we can tailor design a system for you that will give you water at the quality you require for reuse purposes. We have installed these systems in villages. Nobody else can put in a sewer network in a village, for example. We have installing them in towns. We have installed them inside industrial units to catch all the water coming out of the toilets, bathrooms, canteens, residential colonies. We can treat the water for landscaping purpose. We can treat it for process requirements. It's a wide-ranging solution. It can also be used to treat areas in communities where there are issues of terrain, there are issues of obstructions that don't allow a sewer network to be installed, where, as I said before, water supply is low. So this is a solution that will capture all the water and recycle it, which is very important in these days of global warming because, well, water supply is erratic. So our system has three components, like I said. There is the anaerobic biodigester. Now, our biodigester basically takes the head pressure of the source water and creates a mixing zone within the tank. So every time water is used, and we collect all the black and the gray water, we create a mixing by just directing the flow according to the size of the tank. So you get this mixing happening in here, and that allows the anaerobic bacteria that are naturally present. We don't put in cultured bacteria. We don't use chemicals. We don't use electricity in this tank. That process then digests the organics and settles out at the bottom the inorganics. At the opposite side, we have a device called a peak flow attenuator. Since we had this tank, we shifted another component that you normally see in an STP here. That's the equalization element. By reducing the outlet diameter of the attenuator, we prevent solid objects from entering the pipe network and simultaneously causing a backup to happen here. So when the water is used more, say in the mornings, the level in the tank will rise. In the afternoon, when usage is lower, it will drop. Same goes in the evening and drops again at night. So we equalize the flow here. That allows us to have a pipe network, the clay convey, that not only is solid free, but of a smaller dia. Our pipes start out at 90 mm dia and then go up, versus a conventional sewer that starts out at 200 or 250 mm. So our entire projects can be executed faster and at a much lower capex. When you come to the STP at the end, you have your collection sump. This is the only place where we use electricity when we're using a green STP. This is the pumps that are required here. That can also be eliminated by putting in solar. We do that in villages in India. The water is then transported to the STP and then it is processed. Now here, one thing is important. This process here reduces BOD, COD, and TSS by as much as 60 to 70%. So your treatment plant only has to do the remaining, which means the operating costs, the footprint, everything dramatically lower. It makes the entire system easy to operate, easy to maintain. I mean, as you can think about it, we are operating in villages, where villagers have been trained to operate the system on a daily basis. That's how simple the system is. And just to sum up, faster installation time. If you're an urban body or a town, that matters to you. Much lower operating and maintenance costs. We have had design projects which are as much as 75% lower in operating costs annually. Maintenance requirements are much lower. If you're an engineer, you know the headaches of having to clean sewer networks. You're basically treating the symptoms of whatever's blocking the sewer. In our case, since we have digesters throughout the community, if somebody is putting it, it will affect their own digester. They may do it once, they will not do it again. It makes your life easier. No manholes. Groundwater contamination cannot happen in our system because it's sealed HDP pipe network. Similarly, there's no infiltration into our system. If you have a high water table, flooding in the rainy season, all that gets eliminated with our system. That means you do not have to design an STP over the capacity of the actual sewage load. We can work in low water supply areas. We also have systems, this can be modified to only collect gray water. For example, if your black water is being taken care of by a mixture of soak pits and septic tanks, we can actually tackle a community's gray water. We are doing that in India also. If you have a community that has a mixture of septic tanks, soak pits, and you want to sewer, you do not have to remove the existing infrastructure. We can work with that infrastructure to collect the wastewater. And that's it. We are happy to work with you, not only in India, but anywhere in the world. All we require is a good partner. These are my contact details. Please just take a photo of it and reach out to me after the program if you have any questions or would like to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks for taking time out and sharing this work that Clearford is doing in India. As a request, if you have any questions in the Q&A box that you feel are relevant to you, you could directly address them in the Q&A box itself. Thank you. Moving to our next presenter for the day, I would now like to invite Mr. Jatin Mehndiratta, Head Business Development and Channel Partnerships at Pani Energy, and is going to speak about the new revolution that's coming in on IoT and AI-powered optimization for water treatment plants. Over to you, Jatin.
Thank you, Kailash. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks a lot. First of all, wishing everyone a happy World Water Day. I guess this event was very timely from Smart Water and Waste World, and thanks a lot for the Consulate of Canada for inviting Pani on this. So Pani is bringing in a revolutionary technology which actually complements of what all my panelists, other colleagues were talking about, whether it is an SBR, MBR, or other technologies. Whatever you are using today, there are risks associated. You are trying to improve the efficiency of it. You are trying to bring more reliability into the ecosystem, as well as you're trying to kind of reduce your overall challenges in terms of cost and complexity, right? This is where we come in and we kind of complement these technologies through our digital solution called as AI Operator Coach. It's a low risk subscription solution that all our providers could use in terms of industrial water, wastewater, desalination, or it would be municipal water, wastewater. Okay. Now, as all of us are very much aware that there are kind of a lot of challenges that are kind of there in the day-to-day operations of the plants, whatever technology you are using. It could be in terms of operations, kind of streamlining how overall communication is happening, what operators are doing. Can we streamline that in terms of customer experience, in terms of plant performance, in terms of our OPEX cost? Or it could be in terms of maintenance or having unplanned downtimes coming into the plants. And last but not the least, especially in the industrial as well as wastewater industry, the increasing compliance that are coming in from regulatory bodies. Whether you are a service provider, you are a plant owner, you are an O&M company, or you are an OEM, all of you are dabbling with these three major challenges and are trying to solve this on a daily basis. This is where Pani has created a solution which actually complements what you're trying to do. All our technology that we have built is based on IoT and artificial intelligence, and it is purpose built for water treatment, right? We don't do anything else, and it's a very specific organization building technology for water treatment. We are available across 3 major applications of industrial water, wastewater, desal, as well as municipal water, wastewater. Now, what we are doing is we are, in terms of overall footprint that we have, we started almost 4.5 years back with the 6+ years of R&D, right? We have done almost close to 250 dedicated visits and more than 1,000 interviews with operators, OEMs of water treatment to understand what we are, and kind of have been recognized across the globe for our kind of technology that we have put forward. Very, very recently, we were kind of named among the top 100 companies in clean tech space, right, in 2022. Now let's get into what we actually do. All our technology is available as a web-based platform. This could be accessed through your laptops, through your PCs, through your existing mobile phones or tablets. You don't need any extra infrastructure to use our technology. You just need a device with internet access. Okay. Now, how it is used and what do we do? You can integrate your existing sensors. You can digitize your existing log sheets. So whether your plants are manual, they don't have sensors, and you are planning to do it, we add value there. If your plants already have sensors, you can integrate those sensors to the platform. If you have a hybrid mix where the operational data is coming through sensors and all other lab data or certain logging or maintenance activities, everything is manual, you can have a hybrid solution, feed all of that data into the platform, and the platform will start giving you automatic dashboards, alerts, notification, insights, recommendations, analytics of what is happening in your plant, what is going wrong, what you can do about it. Okay. We are not an automation solution. So we don't automate your plant. Your automation still stays back in your existing control narrative, whether it's a manual operated plant, whether you are using PLC or HMI, or you're using a SCADA or a DCS. So your control narrative stays as it is, but using this platform, you get a lot of intelligence of how to overall optimize your operations or your overall communication within various stakeholders. Now, in terms of what we provide when we are doing this, as I've highlighted, you get a lot of things as part of this particular platform. You get automated reports getting generated, getting compiled, automatically getting shared to relevant stakeholders. You get access to historical data of all your plant in terms of operations, in terms of consumables, in terms of maintenance activities, etc. It's a plug and play performance metrics build up and monitoring tool, which is built within the platform, where you can monitor direct parameters. Even you have complex formulas that you are tracking in terms of KPIs, you can build those and you can kind of track those on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, on the go, 24/7. The platform also gives you the capability to have predictive insights in terms of what is going to happen in your plant and how you can mitigate that, and kind of gives you prescription as well. It gives you real-time alerts on the platform, on emails, even on SMS, so that you can make early intervention and kind of have real-time decision making in order to solve that problem before it becomes big. The platform in certain cases in our upper tiers gives set point recommendation as well, so that you can optimize your plant kind of going forward, right? All of this recommendation in terms of set points and in terms of forecasting is coming through our proprietary models that we have built using machine learning and artificial intelligence, specifically for water treatment plant, and it is available for different set of applications. Now, a lot of people get confused that Pani is coming in and kind of replacing our existing technology that we are using. That is not right. So we work with your existing systems, whether you are using any make and model, any OEM that you're using, irrespective of technology that you're using, whether you are using manual process, PLCs, SCADAs, we integrate to your existing systems and provide value on top of it, right? So the platform sits on top of your existing systems. Even if I'll talk in my coming slide, even if your system is manual, right? You don't have any sensors. Pani has a tier or a level for you where you can use that, digitize all your logbooks, digitize all your operations, and start getting value across alerts, reports, dashboards in real time. Okay. Now, as I was explaining, it's a web-based platform that could be used across any device just with an internet access. All the time-sensitive issues that are happening in your plant, whether it is in terms of operation, whether it is in terms of maintenance, whether it is in terms of inventory, will go to your respective stakeholders critically immediately. It could go across on the platform if you have access to the platform. It could go through emails and other mediums. You can build weekly intel directly to operators or your senior stakeholders. It could be metrics-based reports. It could be graph-based reports, anything that you would want. And you can set any kind of, let's say, frequency for it. So you can get daily reports, you can get weekly reports, you can get monthly reports. So you don't have to go and download that report. All of these reports will get shared to your respective stakeholders automatically. And last but not the least, it kind of gives you performance reports automatically on our higher tiers in order to, when you have to service, when you have to provide CIP, this is going to happen in a plant automatically so that your operating as well as your maintenance staff is aligned to the performance of the plant and they are fulfilling the KPIs. Now, the most important thing is the product is one, which is called as AI Operator Coach or AI Coach, but it is available in different tiers, right? So there are two major values that we provide: measure and optimize. Measure is for those plants which are starting their digital journey. Either you don't have the sensors or you have just put in the sensors and you only want to monitor the performance and what's happening in your plant. There we have two tiers or two level of the product available, starter and base. The only difference is starter is for those plants which have manual data. Base is for those plants where you have sensors, you have maybe a PLC or whatever, and you can integrate that data and get real-time data. You can any point in time upgrade from starter to base. So if today you are starting with starter and after 6 months to 9 months, you plan to have your sensors put up, you can upgrade to base on a click of a button. All of this is available as subscription, very much like Netflix, Hotstar, or Amazon Prime. So you don't have to worry about cloud infrastructure or server infrastructure. Everything is taken care by Pani Energy. You just have to subscribe, get your plant up and running, and all of that cost is available in a monthly or a quarterly or a annual subscription that you prefer. Okay. The right side of the screen where you see optimize. So if you already have a plant, which is let's say 5 MLD plus, and you are already have your sensors, you might have PLC or a SCADA in place where you're monitoring the plant and you would want to optimize your operations. This is where our upper tiers come into the picture. There are two qualifiers in order to kind of go ahead to this tier. If you should have sensor data, it is not applicable for manual data entry, as well as you should have some historical data. If both of these are available, you can avail our bright and genius offerings where you can optimize your plant. You can get automated anomaly detection or what is happening in your plant, and Pani Energy will give you solution support, what you should do, what your operator should take action. You can even forecast what is going to happen or have predictive capabilities, what is going to happen in your plant, and even optimize your overall operations. Okay.
Jatin, 1 more minute, please.
Sure. It is proven across the globe. We have some major brands that are using us, from industrial wastewater, top 5 companies in water treatment space across, as well as some municipal customer and OEMs. So in case you are OEM, you are an O&M player, you are a service provider, or you are a plant owner, and you're looking to solve these problems, feel free to get in touch with me, and we'll be happy to understand your problems and support you with our solution so that you can monitor and optimize your plans. Thank you.
Thanks, Jatin. Thanks for winding up quickly. So moving on to our next speaker for the day, I would now like to invite Mr. Santosh Bede, Director Business Development, Goldfinch Engineering Systems Private Limited, and he's going to talk about forward osmosis and its potential. Over to you, Santosh.
Yeah. Good evening, all. Forward osmosis, we have been hearing those in the field for quite a few years now, but somehow the commercialization has not seen much. So I will be talking exclusively, try to walk you through the innovation which Ford Water Technologies of Canada has done to realize the potential of forward osmosis. So first and foremost, the keyword here for using FO or forward osmosis would be, the driver would be the ZLD or the zero liquid discharge when we are talking of industrial wastewaters. Like we in India, ZLD is a keyword now, and stricter compliance, limited disposal options, water scarcity, etc. is driving us to use the ZLD options in spite of higher operating costs such as the evaporations. Organic fouling and higher energy are another challenges. So come in forward water technologies and how we can mitigate this. So we need a solution which has got a similar results. So high rejection or similar rejection rates of contaminants, and at the same time low fouling propensity. So like in RO, there is a limitation when there is a COD when we are talking of industrial wastewater. At the same time, lower energy consumption, which facilitates the simple treatment train with fewer and process steps, and increases your profitability because the operating cost is low because of the lower energy consumption. So let us first understand what is forward osmosis. So forward osmosis is basically a copied from nature process. I would say the membranes which use are biomimetic membranes. If you take the example of mangroves in the saline zone, their roots are still able to take water from the saline water because they generate a higher osmotic pressure solution inside their roots, and the root acts as a semi-permeable membrane which draws the water due to the osmotic gradient. Similarly, if you see on the left-hand side of this diagram, the blue sheet is the semi-permeable membrane. There is a feed solution, which is our target solution, and there is a draw solution, which is having a higher osmotic pressure than the feed solution. Because of the osmotic gradient between the two solutions, the blue dots, which are basically the water, travels across the membrane and enters the draw, whereas the valuable nutrient or maybe the pollutant which we want to reject remains on the other side, resulting into a concentrated feed solution. So this is the mechanism. If we compare it with a heat exchanger, which is a heat exchange between two fluids, this is a water exchanger. So it is an exchange of water between two fluids having different osmotic pressures. Comparing it with the reverse osmosis, which is a pressure-driven process where you apply very high hydraulic pressure depending upon what is the dissolved solids concentration of the fluid. In case of forward osmosis, the driving force is not the hydraulic pressure, but the osmotic gradient, which is generated by the draw, which is another fluid having higher osmotic pressure than the feed. And because the driving force is not the pressure, our membranes or this solution is a low fouling solution, and because there is no high pressure, it is a low energy solution. So you have realized that we need to use a draw solution. We do not need to use energy like high pressure, but we need to use a draw solution, and we cannot have a continuous draw or an indefinite draw available, which otherwise would increase the viability or practicability of the solution. At the same time, if we don't regenerate the draw to the original osmotic pressure, because as you see in this diagram, across the membrane, when the feed is traveling and the concentrate is coming out, it is getting dewatered due to the osmotic gradient, and the water is getting mixed in the draw. So the concentrated draw becomes diluted draw, and unless there is a recovery system in place, we will not be able to maintain the osmotic gradient again. At the same time, we are interested in recovering the water, which is the permeate here. So this recovery system was the major bottleneck in implementing the commercialization of the forward osmosis, which forward water technologies has, we believe, overcome. So there are three components when we talk of this forward osmosis solution in ZLD. One is, of course, the membranes. We have got very excellent membranes, biomimetic membranes, and the innovation by forward water is the draw solution. And third is the process key is the draw solution regeneration. So we are using a switchable water solvent salt. So whenever I want to use a draw solution, naturally we need a very high osmotic energy or very high osmotic gradient to be generated. So this salt should be able to generate a very high osmotic energy. It should be very easy to regenerate it. It should be a 100% closed loop system. So there is no salt migration on the fluid side. And the reverse salt flux we want to avoid, otherwise it will contaminate the water to be recovered. And at the same time, it may increase the operating cost because we have to make up the draw every time. So what we are using is one aqueous carbonated salt, and it generates a high osmotic pressure. On application of very low heat, it dissociates into gas, which is again absorbed back, and we can recover the water. So coming to the schematics, on the left-hand side, you can see a forward osmosis side. So this is the semi-permeable membrane. This is the feed input, the dark blue. The light blue thing is the water which is traveling across to the draw. Now we have got an absorber column here where we generate that original concentrated draw solution having that switchable water solvent. Now this draw facilitates the water to travel across the membrane. As a result, the draw gets diluted. It enters in another column, which we may call as a stripper, where we are applying a low heat, and it dissociates the gases which go back again to the absorber, generating the original concentration of the draw. At the same time, the water which has traveled across the membrane into the draw through the column comes out from the bottom, which is the recovered water, which is a clean water, good enough for the secondary reuse. So this unique patented liquid gas separation process or the draw regeneration process has helped us to think of using the forward osmosis system for high concentration in terms of dissolved solids fluids. Forward water has done many piloting over the years. This is one example where a very challenging, difficult waste stream was 85% concentration was in. That means 85% water was recovered through it. This was a pilot. In India, we have got a pilot set up in one industrial area in Maharashtra, and we have been doing many permutation combination studies on this pilot throughout the last 1 or 2 years. So some data which I am sharing from this pilot, we have got one lean stream and one concentrated stream. So we did 3 types of runs. One is using only the lean stream, one is the concentrated stream, and third option was mixing both these together. So as you can see, of course, we recovered more water when the TDS was less. From 20,000, we went 5 times up. Even when the TDS was as high as 15, almost 15%, we could reach up to 20%, recovering some more water, which is very challenging when we talk of the conventional available solutions. And in spite of the higher COD, you can see 29,000 COD in the feed, which is unlikely that any RO membrane will withstand. So because of the low fouling property of the membrane, we can do it. So these are as this was a pilot plant, these are the consumptions of utility I will list it down. So we also have a portable pilot plant, and we have done similar studies for different applications. The first one listed in the table here is a very high concentration contaminated groundwater, where from 1 lakh TDS to almost 2 lakh TDS we could go, resulting into 40% plus recovery of the water. Second is, and third are the industrial wastewater streams, having both organic fouling as well as high TDS, where based on the TDS level, I'm saying we can reach easily up to 20% concentration of as TDS. Of course, depending upon other characteristics of the water stream, and in spite of the higher COD. So what is the value addition here? So I'm taking a case of one existing plant where 220 meter cube of water, which is as a result of 2-stage or 3-stage ROs, having 3% TDS, is being fed to an evaporation plant followed by ATFD for salt handling. And what is we have simply integrated one forward osmosis plant in between here, so we can increase from the 2%, 3% TDS to 12% TDS, as a result, reducing the volume of water going to evaporator from 220 meter cube to say 53 KLD, recovering the another substantial volume of water. If we compare the utility consumption, steam and power, which are the key issues when it comes to operating cost, the existing system and integrated with FO, if you see, we are having almost 50% savings in the steam cost overall, and about 45% in the electrical power cost. So that is how the facilitation at a lower energy is feasible. There are, when we talk of ZLD plant,
Santosh, please, 1 more minute, please.
Yeah, I'm almost done. We can integrate the forward osmosis system either after the primary treatment, replacing the entire ETP, or after the secondary treatment or the biological treatments, or it can be used as a retrofit in the existing plant, concentrating the reject of the RO plant further. So these options can be dealt with when specific data is available. So at Goldfinch, which is the exclusive partner of IWET Technologies Canada, we can do the proofing, lab proofing, piloting, and the commercial solutions for you for the forward osmosis. I can be contacted as per the details here. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Santosh. Thanks for sharing this presentation with us. This brings us to the end of IWET for today. Our regular followers at IWET would have noticed that we have changed the format a little bit today. And if you see that, we have reduced the time frame for most of our presenters. The reason for this is that we had, or we are thankful to the Canadian Embassy and to the Canadian companies that we have decided to introduce an innovation for IWET, hopefully going forward, where after the webinar is over, we have now moving to a kind of a format where we want to do one-on-one sessions for all of our speakers. We had promoted this opportunity to our regular attendees, and we had got requests from people saying that they would like to spend some one-on-one time with the speakers. And based on that, we had selected a few organizations who would now get one-on-one time for, with the various speakers that were there at IWET today. This is a kind of an innovation for us, and we at Smart Water believe that change is the only constant. And hopefully, this innovation based on the experience would stay with us for the future episodes and seasons of IWET. So with that, I would like to thank the Canadian Embassy and the Canadian companies one more time for supporting the season 2 of the IWET series. And a special thanks to all the delegates who have taken time out of their busy schedules, attended not only this session, but all the previous 5 episodes. And it's primarily because of you that, the initiative has been a success. So thank you once more, and wishing you a very happy World Water Day. I bring the session to a close. Requesting the speakers to join us in the meeting rooms link, please. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you.